In today's video, we're going to review a prophetic word that the charismatic church doesn't want to hear, and this one actually came to pass. That 2024 would be the year of exposure, and God would raise up Jehus to slay Jezebels. It was given by Alexander Pagani in the year 2023. He is a pastor from New York City like me. Alexander Pagani is going to give a hard word. And this prophetic word didn't get the exposure that it probably should have. I'm guessing those in church leadership possibly passed this up on purpose. But let's get into this prophetic word today by Alexander Pagani.
I said in the year 2024, they said, well, what's the word of the year? You know that the prophetic community does it every year. And this was the first time that they ever asked me. And I said, I have a word, but you're not going to like it. And they said, well, just share what you have. And I said, 2024 will be the year of exposure, and it will also be the year of the Jehu. And I began to explain, and you could go look it up. I'm sure that Cap will put the link there, on the video, so you could go look it up. I began to say that Jehu was an unpolished individual who God raised up to take care and to dismantle one person, and it was Jezebel. Mm-hmm. Notice how the prophets couldn't take her out. Notice how Elijah ran for his life. No one could confront her. And I have reasons for that. And I'm going to speak parabolic and enigmatic today, is that sometimes we're just too churchy to confront things. We get really churchy, and sometimes God needs somebody who's doesn't care and be like, this is what God is saying. I don't care whether you like me or not. This is not of God. You know how we do. We polish that thing because we have been taught that everything has to be presented with love and compassion. The
disclaimers and
yeah. Sometimes God needs a Peter. Sometimes God needs an Elijah. Sometimes God needs a someone, And I said that what God needed from Jehu was not his character. It was his personality. He had a no nonsense, I'm going to call you out because I could back it up, because I could fight. I'm paraphrasing because he was the commander of the army in Israel at the time. The prophet, now I'm going to tell you the story of Jehu. The prophet tells his apprentice, go anoint Jehu with oil and tell him, I've anointed you to be king of my people, and you're going to confront Jezebel, blah, blah, blah. And then he tells the prophet, and run for your life after. If you remember, run for your life after you anoint him. Why? Because Jehu had his personality. His personality was street. I'm going to speak in street terms. And he just didn't care. Whether you're a prophet or you whoever, you anointed me now, and I'm still going to expose you. So God said, anoint him, run for your life. God uses him to expose. Now, here was the thing. When Jehu was on his way to confront Jezebel, the watchmen saw him coming, and they said, we see a madman driving on a chariot, and we know it to be, that's Jehu coming, and no one is going to stop him. Jehu pulls up, speaks to another king, and says, I'm actually going to kill one of your relatives. You going to come with, are you with me or are you against me? The man said, I'm with you. Long story short, he kills Jezebel. 2024 will be the year of exposure, where God will raise up people, both within the church, outside the church, to expose what needs to be exposed, because the rest of us are playing church politics, and we're just not going to confront it. And that's going to be the primary reason, and that 2024 will be the year of some pretty big heavyweights that will be exposed, and nothing is going to stop them from getting exposed. And it's going to be all part of God's plan. And the exposure is going to come from people who aren't necessarily pastors and leaders, and who will not even be that much spirit filled and led. God don't want, he wants their personality because he wants to be able to use their mouth to be able to say it.
Boy, was he right that 2024 was the year of exposures. I think we had more high-profile exposures in that 1 year than they did in the rest of my lifetime that I could remember. But he goes on also to say that it would be the year of the Jehu arise. And I remember hearing this at the time, and something in my spirit stirred. I heard this word about 2 years ago, and the truth is so many big podcasters were raised up in the year 2024. People who are willing to speak out on the uncomfortable truths in the church world and confront issues that needed to be confronted in the leadership of the church. And it takes a Jehu to do this. Somebody that's a warrior, somebody that's a fighter, and not playing politics, or not being someone who is part of the church established, but someone who will speak up against the system if need be, and is not afraid of the backlash and the pushback that will come. They are up for the fight. They are up to finish the job because they want to see reformation. They want to see changes. A lot of time people will accuse these people of being the accuser of the brethren, people that are trying to stir up dissension among the brethren. But the truth is they are disrupting false peace. They are really bringing peace long term. So now he gets two big parts of that prophecy right, which turns out to be in 2024, the year of exposures and the year of the raising up of Jehu.